All right, David Taylor, chuckling already. How do you put into words what just happened, particularly at heavyweight? Wyatt Hendrickson just beat Gable Steveson, a guy who won the Olympics the day after you won the Olympics.
That was crazy. I just think this is a sport where, everyone's got a chance. You just got to believe. You got to believe, and I mean, it's easy to get caught up in what you can and what you can't do. And, Wyatt believed. And honestly, not one time this year did we talk about wrestling Gable. From the moment he got there, was just, let's just become a better wrestler. Like everyone knew Wyatt for the pinner, and he was a great, prolific pinner, but he was very sloppy, made a lot of mistakes, and that's what cost him in these tournaments. You get hurt. And I told him when you get here, I said, I'll have a plan for you. I'll keep you healthy, and I'll get you at your best in the national tournament. And I think this whole year, he bought into that. And I think that was a big deal for him, And this summer when I was training, I was able to wrestle him. And back then I could still wrestle him a little bit, And but then, he got in shape and he cleaned some things up. And you get a 260-pound guy like that that's motivated and hungry with that kind of athleticism that starts to learn his technique and starts to dial things in and really focus. Anything could be possible. And that's really what happened tonight. And the biggest thing for him was just patience. When he wrestled Greg and he wrestled, Wyatt, or when he wrestled Gable, those guys are great at reattacks, and I think that's kind of where he's been vulnerable in the past. Is just, all right, with those guys, you got to be patient. You got to be patient, got to keep him reacting. He's in great shape. The guy can do stance in motion essentially the entire match. And he's great on top, and that's a difference maker for him. And it all adds up. And he gave himself a chance. He had a chance, and I just said, all right, well, you got to keep him reacting. And when you go, you got to get two hands to leg, and you're going to have to fight for the finish. And, he made it happen.
The finish was insane because it was for a long period of time, just one hand. How was he able to pull that in and get his hips under him?
But that's like a belief moment, honestly. There's some technique to it. He pounded, right? He did a good job of not splitting his hands so his hips came in. There's technique to it, but those are moments where, you look back and as a competitor, you just do something. You just do it, right? And he did it, and that was pretty incredible.
You said you didn't talk about Gable at all, but Wyatt said you had talked to him about being a national champion.
Oh, yeah. We're not training to beat singular guys. We're trying to be the best wrestler that we can be. That's what we talked about. Was just coming back to Oklahoma State and the standard of excellence that we want to have as a program is like we're just trying to be the best at what we're doing, and in doing so, that's cleaning up just cleaning things up and just being better every single week, being better lifestyle, better way that you train, better way that you compete mentally, just even learning how to help these guys. The way that I was wired mentally, these guys are maybe not wired the same. So we got to learn how to communicate to them differently. We even throughout the national tournament, we started to change the way that we communicated with the guys. So I just think in doing so, we're trying to be the best version. Yeah, and are we trying? This is the pinnacle. We're trying to be national champions. We're trying to win the national championship. This is a really hard tournament to win. And whoever's in your path, you can't predict who's going to be there. But when you step across the mat, you got to be ready to take some guys out.
He mentioned the text messages that you started sending him really early on. Was that part of that, just learning how to communicate with him and get to him, or was there some other reason that motivated you to send those messages?
I just think it's belief, right? It's just seeing something, verbalizing it, believing it, and it's not overly. It just got to become something that it's just part of your DNA. When you step out there, you're going to win, And I think that's just it's slowly throughout the year, and it's maybe the first time you kind of chuckle at it. And then you're like, oh, actually, no, I think I can do this. And then you start to become what you are, and just remind them, dude, you can do some great things, and you did something pretty great tonight.
How monumental of a moment is that for it to happen in your first year for the program?
I think I don't know. You guys probably can judge it more than I can, but that was one of the greatest matches I've ever seen in my entire life. It's almost like surreal in the corner to think, hey, we have a chance here. Right, we got a chance here, and Wyatt, he believed it. He came over. He's like, I'm gonna get take it. Go get it, So it's not to. And think about DJ, right? DJ beat two separate national champions to win, right? Wyatt beat two separate national champions to win. I think that's speaks to our staff and everybody in our program in the things that we're trying to help these guys do. It's pretty cool.
What did it mean for DJ? I mean, you talk about the belief factor. How big was that for him, and how did he get it, for this tournament, especially goes through Levi and then Keegan?
I mean, I told him, I said, after you lost to Keegan, I said, I don't know, you're the only guy on the planet that I know that's wrestled Mitchell and Keegan like that, right? But it's just a matter of, when you're scoring, you're your best. The moment you try and win the matches, that's not what we're doing. That's not what we do as a program. That's not what you do as a wrestler. It makes you great as you score. And he was receptive to it, and it's just like, and we made a few adjustments in his defense, in his baseline, not getting excited, not going to the split, can't go to the split against a good finisher, and he made the adjustments, hey, we talked through it, settle adjustments, and then just build him up and helped him believe, that he was going to go and win this tournament, and and then he went out and did it.
Anything else?
Oh, yeah.